Good morning. It is October 21st, 2025. I thought I would do a quick review on a product. I am at work here on this mobile home ahead of everyone else, and I can't really do anything until they get here. I've already gone to Lowe's and gotten the paint supplies, the rollers, and buckets and everything that I can get, but they're showing up with the paint. I can't do anything without that. So I'll take the opportunity to do a little review on a product. I'm going to attempt, bear with me as I try to set the camera up in a way that I can show you what I got going on. I'll show you where I carry this. So this is the cold steel, I think this is called the Recon Tanto. It's a really large knife, but I carry it. This is belt buckle here, forward and to the side, and I modified it with, well, I'll show you, a couple of snaps. So it doesn't come with this, obviously. It comes with this is a Secure X sheath. A lot of people talk trash about the sheath online, but I don't know what more you want from a sheath. This does everything I've wanted it to do. This thing, I don't know if you can tell, it is an absolute workhorse. It has done everything you could expect a knife to do. I don't like when people do videos in this portrait style, but this is how the phone's got to sit, so I can have my hands free. So, the Cold Steel Recon Tanto. I think I paid $40-something for this knife, and I've had it for over a year, and that isn't much of a review for a normal person. However, for me, that is an ample amount of time to have put it through hell. I work with it, and every day that I work I carry it. So I carry it in the, let's see, if this is 1 o'clock, I guess that's like 10:30 to 12. It sits in the front forward with an outward facing handle like so that I can grab it with either hand. So no matter what weird position I'm in, when I need to cut something, I can pull it. I use it constantly. The blade is spectacular quality. The finish is wearing off, but any finish on any piece of metal that gets used the way this gets used is gonna wear off. The edge is fantastic. I have bare spots or bald spots all over my arm. Let me see if I can find a piece of hair to shave for you. Easy as can be. I don't know if you can see all the hairs coming off on video, but there they are on the knife, a bunch of them. I keep it sharp. I use this little AccuSharp thing that I picked up from hardware store somewhere by the checkout. It's really good. It's got a coarse side and a fine side, but it's not an AccuSharp review. It's a Cold Steel review of the Recon Tanto. I love the Tanto shaped knife as well. It is my favorite shape of knife. It's not a traditional American shape, but my God, does it work. The belly of the knife is an excellent cutting space, but it's also got great penetrating power. It's really good. It sharpens up easy. One note about the type of metal, it's not a big deal and it shouldn't be a detraction from me buying it, but the type of steel that this is made from does rust when it's left open. So if you can see on the blade, there's small amounts of rust. They don't stay long because I put oil on them, but that is something to be aware of, and potentially something you should know. The rubber handle they have here, they call it, can't remember, it starts with a K. I'm not on work for Cold Steel. They're not paying me anything for this. Just a good knife at a good price. It actually saved my guts some time ago. I was moving some heavy steel frame. It was a 12-inch I-beam, and it had been cut with a skill saw, and it was at a jagged angle, and it came back down. It was sitting on top of a pile of other steel, and it came back down at my stomach, and I caught it with my hands, but it was too heavy for me to hold, and the edge stabbed in here, cut first there and then there, but it came to rest, pinned into my guts like that. That ended up saving me from getting sliced open. It wouldn't have been fatal or anything, but it would have sucked. Would have necessitated a trip to the hospital. I put the snaps on it. I think they were like 15 bucks on Amazon. I really highly recommend you get snaps for any sort of knife that's going to come on the belt. It came with the sort of belt setup right here. Just take a couple of screws out there, and that got rid of that. But this is the way to do it. And you could also run it, you know, put your snaps there and run it vertically if you so chose. But for me, that always seems to get in the way, and running it horizontally seems to, in the flow of the belt, seems to be the best way. You can probably tell by looking at it, but she has been absolutely abused. I have more knives. I have more expensive knives. I have knives that cost hundreds of dollars. I have knives that are in the middle. I have a K-bar, and I never wanted this to be true, but this is my favorite knife that I own. If I could only have one, it would be this one. I even have the cold steel leather neck with the Tanto blade. I still prefer this. And that one's great. It does a lot. I don't use it nearly as hard. I haven't had nearly as much time with it to give it a fair review. But if I was going to a planet, if I was going to a foreign planet, or if I was going to some uncharted, you know, new continent, and I was gonna only bring one knife, this would be the knife in this configuration. A knife like this realistically should cost, as good as this is, $200 in today's money. Now, inflation's kind of run away, so by the time you see this video, that might be nothing, but it should cost $200, way more than it does. It is worth way more than that. I can't recommend this enough. When my brother came to me looking for a work knife, I recommended him to this one, and his looks just like this. It is every bit the do-it-all blade that I hoped it would be, and I encourage you to get one. It's the cold steel leather neck, no, excuse me, cold steel Recon Tanto. I'll post maybe a 3-year review and then a 5-year review. I have no doubt that the knife will still be around then. One more interesting thing, I was able to put a dent right, it's so hard to get it to focus. I was able to put a dent right here. I was up under a house and I was cutting loose the artificial stringy Tyvek material that holds up the insulation, and I got caught on something. We were ripping out a whole portion of the floor, and I got caught on something, and I gave it a hard shove like that with both hands, and when I did, it cut through everything, of course, and it came to rest on the very edge of the I-beam and put that dent in it. And I haven't put too much effort into working that out, but I'm certain that with a whetstone or a little AccuSharp or something, take it to the coarse side, just kind of reprofile it, you could get that down, you know, and get it gone. The steel is very forgiving in that way. It's a very easy to sharpen steel, and it holds an edge well. One note with the SecureX sheath, or 2 notes actually, I took a heat gun when I got it because the lockup wasn't spectacular. It was good, it's good enough, but it wasn't good enough for me, just given that I carry it up front and I crawl so much. Speaking of which, I don't know if you can see, but I've pretty much worn smooth the edge from crawling on my stomach up under houses and things like that. So because it's such a high use item for me, I took the heat gun and I just heated it up a little and pinched it in tighter, and it's got amazing lockup. I mean, I can do that all day, it's not coming out. One more thing, whenever you, because this is a glass bed nylon sheath, whenever you go to put your blade in, you're going to take, and this is how you're going to prevent from dulling the blade on the sheath, because the sheath is pretty robust as well, and I keep this at a razor's edge. You're going to place it and you're going to push down. So down and push it in, ensuring that the spine of the knife here is what's contacting and not the belly down here. If you do that, this knife will last forever. It's easy to sharpen. I find that the Tanto profile is difficult to sharpen on a flat whetstone. Better people than me can do it. If you can do it, hell yeah. I just use this little AccuSharp. It seems to do what I need it to do. So that is my Recon Tanto review.